season, the Lakers need this kind of Anthony Davis. He needs an Anthony Davis that is playing at an MVP caliber level. And he's been in the lab, he's been working on his body, working on his game, and we need to see him get back. He can't be an 18% three-point shooter again. He needs to be the guy that is the anchor to the defense, to this team, our go-to guy. He's going to be the guy that puts this team on his shoulders and carries us to the promised land. This season is going to be determined by Anthony Davis. And look, Anthony Davis is still going to miss probably 20-plus games, but the games that he plays, he needs to have an impact. I'm not saying he has to put up 50 points a game, but he needs to be that MVP level that we know he can. We need bubble Anthony Davis. But a big concern is if he doesn't perform to that degree, if he continues to be injury prone, if there are a lot of issues with Anthony Davis this upcoming season, what do the Lakers do? The thing I want to say before we jump into that is, as much as this narrative of Anthony Davis is injury prone and the media and fans and everybody try to say that Anthony Davis is unreliable, the dude has played more games the last 3 seasons than half the stars in this league. Like Kevin Durant, Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. The list goes on and on. Like I said, look it up. Jamal Murray, guys like that. Go look it up. Anthony Davis has played more games. I just feel like it looks, the injuries in which he and when he has them is something that gets really highlighted, right? The Lakers are dominating the Phoenix Suns and, they're up 2-1, look like they're going to go up 3-1. They have no answer for Anthony Davis, and then he gets hurt and the Lakers lose. And it's darn it. Those kind of things kind of highlight and shine a spotlight more on Anthony Davis when he gets injured than anything else. But nonetheless, if Anthony Davis is going to be that juggernaut that we need, Lakers are great. Lakers are in a good position. If he's not, and again, he has injury history, and he continues to be the Anthony Davis that's, inconsistent, stuff like that, what did the Lakers do? Do the Lakers move off of Anthony Davis? And I don't think that's going to happen as long as LeBron James is there, but per the heavy, they were talking to some Western Conference executives. Again, you know how those reports go. It's always anonymous, so who knows? But they relayed the possibility of the Lakers exploring a Anthony Davis to the Phoenix Suns trade, and that Phoenix would welcome that trade. Now, for all we know, it could be the Phoenix Suns GM, because of course the Phoenix Suns would welcome Anthony Davis. He's been their biggest problem in the Western Conference, so of course they would be more than happy to get rid of that problem and have him join their team. But the deal that was proposed would be Anthony Davis for DeAndre Ayton and Cam Johnson, maybe some filler, this, that, and the other. And the logic and thinking was, if the Lakers don't feel Anthony Davis can be the cornerstone that they had hoped, Anthony Davis continues to be inconsistent and injury prone, do they look to go for a post-LeBron but still remain competitive, right? So they would go and get a young guy in DeAndre Ayton, which DeAndre Ayton doesn't really seem to want to be in Phoenix. He basically quit on them in Game 7, which is a huge concern for me. He literally refused to go back into the game. But if he could go to a team like LA, kind of be the guy, right, that the team builds around for the future. You also get a young, solid wing player in Cam Johnson, which I would be more than happy with. I think he's a guy that has a lot of potential, and he's young too. You basically get these 2 young cornerstones that could really help. Phoenix is more in win now than rebuilding for the future. They get a guy in Anthony Davis. You have Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, and Devin Booker. You're in a good position. Problem is injury history with, Chris Paul and Anthony Davis. But if Phoenix would be willing to do that, it's the idea of the Lakers basically get 2 young guys that not only help now, but would also help for the future and kind of put them in a position to rebuild, because the Lakers don't really have very many young assets, don't really have very many young players that they could build for the future. This would kind of give you that 2-man core that you could continue to build around and add to. If LeBron leaves in 2 seasons and, you have all the salary space, you at least have these 2 guys. And now maybe you can go get a star or 2 to put around these 2 and boom, you're right back into contention. That is the thinking. Now, personally, again, I don't think the Lakers will do this trade unless, LeBron gives the okay, because Anthony Davis is LeBron's guy, and the Lakers invested so much into Anthony Davis. Not just that, if Anthony Davis does come out and he dominates and he shows that he can be the Anthony Davis that we know he can be, then there's no way the Lakers are going to trade him. And not just that, but the Suns wouldn't even be able to make this trade until like the trade deadline anyway, because Ayton, he can't be traded until then. But beyond that, Ayton would also have to approve any trade, right? That's the big thing. So like people have even brought up like, oh, what if Phoenix explores the Kevin Durant trade again come the trade deadline? DeAndre Ayton has to want to go to Brooklyn, because if he doesn't want to go to Brooklyn, he has veto power for the rest of the year. So you wouldn't be able to explore this trade until the following year. Now, could the Lakers explore this trade not this season, but next season, where like say again, Anthony Davis, they're lackluster, it's not looking good. Let's say they can't, Kyrie Irving, it's like that's out of the picture again. And, the Lakers are kind of just stuck in the mud. Do the Lakers start looking for trades for Anthony Davis? And would this be a trade that would be viable for the Lakers? You go get, again, a young center, be your 20 and 10 guy, your anchor down low. You get a guy in Cam Johnson who could be that 3-and-D wing for you. He's had some promising moments, some big scoring moments, things like that. Looks like a solid defender. So you kind of get those two people as your core. You got LeBron as like your point guard. Now you can kind of put pieces around these three. Maybe you can get a couple mid-tier guys because you have all the salary space, stuff like that. I don't think it's something that the Lakers should just completely disregard and move away from. I think it's something that the Lakers, you keep in your back pocket and you just kind of, tack it to your board in the office. And it's just something you think of like, maybe this is something later on down the line that would be worth exploring. Now, I believe Anthony Davis is light years better than Ayton, but it just depends on the situation that the Lakers are in, right? Because at some point, too, you got to keep in mind, the Lakers are going to be in this post-LeBron era. Could be 2 seasons from now. And Anthony Davis and LeBron, if he, goes the whole distance in his contract, they both basically fall off the books at the same time. So if, say, it might be 2 seasons from now, the Lakers could easily start exploring Anthony Davis trades and Anthony Davis possibilities, because is Anthony Davis your number one guy that you're going to build your team around for the foreseeable future? A lot could change though, right? Let's say the Lakers do the Pacers deal. If you got Turner and you got Anthony Davis, now you got these 2 pieces that you could build around. You got Buddy Hield. Maybe they re-sign Buddy Hield. I mean, there's a lot of questions for the future. But sooner or later, the Lakers are going to have to start looking into Anthony Davis trades, because I don't know, in 2 or 3 years from now, Anthony Davis, is he going to be the guy? Is he going to hold up enough? Is he going to play to that level? There are a lot of question marks with Anthony Davis. When Anthony Davis is fully bought in, when Anthony Davis is that monster that we know he can be, he's arguably top 5 in the league. Dude is a problem against most teams, because everybody his size isn't quick enough and skilled enough to guard him. Everybody that's smaller than him, he's too big for them to guard and just can shoot over. He's been working with the lethal shooter. Last time he worked with the lethal shooter, he was like a 36% three-point shooter, which is what we need him to get back to. If Anthony Davis is the Anthony Davis we know he can be, the Lakers will be a problem next year. I don't know if they're a contender. I don't think they're necessarily a contender. We'll have to see what kind of moves the Lakers make beyond just the Patrick Beverley trade. But an Anthony Davis that is playing at an MVP level and LeBron James playing as LeBron James, you can't rule them out. Those two are so good that they're always in those games. They're always in those series. They're always a threat. And if Anthony Davis can hold up and he can be that guy, I don't see the Lakers ever even thinking of trading Anthony Davis. But what's going to happen 2 years from now? 2 years from now, LeBron says, look, I'm walking, I'm going to go play with my son. Do the Lakers say, okay, that's cool, we'll use your salary and go get another guy? Possibly. I think they'll at least try that. But if they can't, you got to start looking at maybe moving Anthony Davis. You got to start, because, at that point, he's 30, 31, and it's like, okay, we need to go in a younger direction, get some young talent. Maybe Phoenix, they're at that point. But is Ayton there for that long? Are the Phoenix still a contender? What is going on? Is Phoenix moving in another direction? There's a lot of questions about this. So I don't know where this random post came up, the Western Conference. Like I said, it could be the Phoenix Suns executive, because they just want Anthony Davis, which make a lot of sense. Anthony Davis has been killing them But I don't really put too much into it. I just, like I said, the Lakers, as long as LeBron James is on the Lakers, they're not going to explore or trade Anthony Davis unless it's something just insane. Somebody like Giannis. Giannis is like, I want out and I want to go to the Lakers. Then the Lakers would probably trade Anthony Davis. But realistically, that's not going to happen. And unless some like top 3 to 5 guy wants to be traded and wants to specifically go to the Lakers, I don't see Anthony Davis being traded. There were the rumors and reports, Anthony Davis for Kevin Durant. Lakers didn't even talk about it. Lakers didn't even explore it. Because again, Anthony Davis is LeBron's guy. And the Lakers invested so much in Anthony Davis. They want to see Anthony Davis show up and perform to the level that they need him to perform. But anyway, those are my thoughts and opinions. And as always, I pass the question on to you. Let me know yours down in the comment section below. What would you think of an Ayton, Cam Johnson for an Anthony Davis trade? Would you be all for it? Would you hate it? Do you think it's a positive move? I don't think it's a bad deal if if LeBron left after this season, I wouldn't be opposed to it, if I'm being honest. Because at that point, we're kind of post-LeBron. We're moving in a different direction, right? Not a lot of huge names in free agency that the Lakers are going to get. Kyrie probably doesn't come to the Lakers if LeBron isn't there. So I wouldn't be against the Lakers trading for Ayton and Cam Johnson for an Anthony Davis. But I don't see it. I think, it's either going to go two ways. Either Anthony Davis is going to be that dominant force and the Lakers are never even going to think about trading him, or he's not and he's going to be inconsistent, he's going to be injury prone, and then what team is going to want to trade for him? It's like no matter how you shake it this year, Lakers are probably not going to be trading Anthony Davis. A couple years from now, that could be a possibility. Is that something that you'd be okay with them exploring? How do you feel about it? However you feel, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.